This week we are talking all about parties, how to have them, what kinds you can have, and how, and I think this is the most important part, how to actually get them on your calendar and get them booked. So let's jump in. Ready, set, let's go. Hey everybody, I am Jacqui Duran, independent Scentsy consultant, and this week we are talking about parties.
To the window, to the wall.
All right, maybe not that dramatic, but you guys get my point. A party is a party, right? No matter how we party. I love doing all kinds of different parties, and I like it simply because it keeps things fresh and new, and it also inspires me to look for new ways to have those parties. So before I dig into the goods and start talking about what we all want to talk about, which is the actual partying aspect, first we have to talk about, well, where did those parties come from?
Look, I see one. I see one.
I hate to tell you, but they don't drop from the sky. It's so true, right? We wish that they would, but they just don't. So what's the one thing, the most important thing that we have to do in our business to get those parties?
Ask.
That's right, we need to be asking for those parties. And I will tell you, I am the first one who I do have layers of some social anxiety. So when it comes to doing that hard ask or that hard sell, yeah, I will be the first to admit that that is not my strong point. And that's okay. If you guys are anything like me, drop a comment below or give me an emoji and let me know that I'm not alone. But you know, one of the things that I absolutely love about my business is the simple fact is this is a BYOB. I can build my own business around me. Around all of this, I can build my business. So that really gives me the flexibility to do it in a lot of different ways. It's not, okay, we do want it to push us out of our comfort zone a little, but I don't want you guys to be so pushed out of your comfort zone that you are honestly having anxiety about it, because that's not good. You certainly don't need to be stressed while you're working your business, because for one, stress is just going to bring you down. It's going to allow the negativity to seep in. It's going to allow those doubts and fears of failure or not being good enough. Those things are going to creep in, and we don't want to allow those in. So we close the door on the stress. We don't let that negativity get us down, and we keep it at a safe distance by pushing ourselves, like I said, just a little bit out of our comfort zone, enough to where we're not in the panic mode stage, but we are pushed enough to where we can actually grow. Because guys, and I hate to be the one, if I am the one to break this news to you, but in order to grow, you have to stretch. You have to stretch yourself out a little bit. A really good example when I talk about stretching and growing and pushing yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone is, of course, one of the things that I do a whole heck of a lot is doing videos or even going live, whether that's on Facebook or whether that's on Instagram or whatever social media outlet that you're doing it on. A good portion of the people that I talk to about that concept, this is something that is just a little too, yeah, it's out there for them, and they don't feel necessarily comfortable with going that extra mile. But let me just say this, I can tell you that by reaching out and by going live more often and by doing videos, even if I'm not in them, right? We don't have to be the focal point. We don't have to be the star. We let our product speak for itself. So you can do the same thing with video. So if you're not comfortable being in front of the camera, then put your products in front of the camera. There's nothing wrong with that, right? You guys can do that. And if you can't, or if you haven't yet, I challenge you to do so. One of the things that really allows to grow your audience on social media is the live factor. And yes, the live factor is real. It is honest to goodness real, because the algorithms that are set for our social media platforms that we have come and know to love as dearly as ever, like Instagram, like Facebook, those algorithms are built around, get this, social interaction, right? So Facebook and Instagram, they love it when people go live. Why? Because there's instant notification to your followers, and it also increases the opportunity for engagement. So the likes, the hearts, the comments, the direct messages, the private messages, all of that kind of rolls all in and trickles in when you go live. And so those platforms love it. And when people, even if they aren't necessarily following you specifically for your business, maybe they follow you because you're, a long lost relative, or they follow you because you went to high school together, or they follow you because they think you're awesome. Even if they aren't paying attention necessarily to what you're talking about during your live, it's still eyes on your social media. And getting those eyes on your social media helps to push you out onto people's feeds. That's a really good thing, simply because we tend to get lost in the algorithms. Everybody talks about it. Everybody, at least the ones that I usually see talking about it, they're usually complaining about it. So yes, can it be a negative? Of course, but we don't need that kind of negativity in our life, so we shut the door on that. And what we do is we focus on the positive. So we know that the algorithms like us to be social. So if we actually interact in a social manner by going live, even if it's for 5 minutes going live, then you're going to get more eyes, you're going to get more interaction, and like I said, you're going to show up in more people's feeds. And then again, that's just going to put you in front of more people. So build that presence on your social media by taking the time every so often to go live. I actually really enjoy going live, and for my team members, they know this very well. We actually do live weekly team chats in my team page on Facebook, and it really helps us to come together. It gives them an opportunity to know where I'll be. So if they've got questions that they've been pending or topics they want to discuss, they know that I'm going to be there at that certain time to go live and be there for them. Now, you can do that within your teams, but I encourage you guys to do this just in general with your business. I like to mix it up a little too. I do like to go live from my personal Facebook from time to time, and then I go live from my Facebook fan page from time to time. Same thing on my Instagram. So being able to play it up, again, I'm just touching it here and there, but I'm pulling it all in. Building your audience and your reach on social media is obviously, it's a numbers game. It's all going to trickle down, and you guys will start seeing you're going to be getting more followers. You may get people that you don't know, but they may happen to catch your live. Or if one of your followers is sharing your live, then hey, that's just like passing a business card out, right? You are totally getting in front of more people. And when you get in front of more people, you're gonna have more opportunities to build relationships. And when you build those relationships, you're gonna have more opportunities to book parties. Now, I did say that we had to ask for parties, right? Yeah, I think I did. Yep, sure did. We do have to ask. And like I said, you don't have to do a hard ask, okay? And you certainly don't want to do a blind ask, which is maybe calling up that long distance cousin that you haven't spoken to or seen since you were 12, but you happen to be friends on Facebook, or you just happen to have their phone number.
And all of a sudden, out of the blue, hi Aunt Carol, it's Jacqui. Oh, you don't know who I am?
That's kind of how that conversation's gonna go, right? Don't do a cold ask. Don't do a blind ask. You do not want to be asking people who are not familiar with what you're doing. It's not nice. It's just not nice to do. It's kind of like social media etiquette, where you don't want to just add people into a group and not ask them first. They may not be interested, and it's definitely going to put a bad taste in their mouth. So stay away from doing the blind asking or the blind cold calling, however you want to talk about it. We don't want to do that. What you do want to do is you want to actually connect with those people who are already interested in what you're doing. So if you have a Facebook fan page, then those are the people that you want to be talking with, building those relationships on social media. Again, great ways to do that are going live every so often, even if it's not necessarily product related. And here's a bonus for you guys. Let me just say this again. We are on social media platforms. Social interaction is what they are built for. So even in your fan page, business page, whatever you want to call it, every so often, your fan page does not have to be business, 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 business 24/7, okay? Throw in some fun. Throw in things that are more personable to you. If you're a mom, if you're a working adult outside of the home, if you have a hobby that you love, a sport that you participate in, a favorite store you like to shop at, Target. Share some funny stuff that is totally not business related. You can even on Facebook, of course, you have the option to do like a poll. Those are fun ways to get interaction with people who, again, they may not always be interacting on your Facebook fan page, but if you throw something fun out there, that's a good way to actually get them back into the loop and back into the fold of, again, seeing your posts and your content in their feed.
All about the algorithm, people.
So we're not going to blindly call people or blindly talk to people and ask them to host a party. We're going to be reaching out to those who are already interested in our opportunity. We're obviously, and I think it kind of goes without saying, we are going to reach out to our friends and family. I'm not telling you to have them be your only source of asking parties, but remember, your friends and family, they care about you, right? Maybe they've hosted for you before, maybe they've gotten some information out for you before. It never hurts to re-ask. Reaching out to them and asking for referrals is great. Don't think that I am not beyond calling up my own mother and saying, hey mom, would you mind carrying this bag with you around town for the next couple of weeks? I'm not beyond asking, because even if my mom isn't able to actually get a full party order, she's able to actually put me or my name in front of people that I don't yet know, because I don't run in the same circles as my mother does. So I'm able to see a broader audience, and that's not necessarily just her buying, right? I'm reaching out to her to help me grow my business. You have to come to the realization that you're gonna hear the word no. Or you're going to come to the realization that you're going to hear radio silence. That's right, they may not even respond. That's okay. You know why? Because we like failure. We are going to embrace failure. We're gonna embrace the word no. We're gonna embrace the radio silence. And we're gonna go, okay, moving on. Check that one off the list, and now I can ask the next person. Because at the end of the day, does it really break your heart? It shouldn't. Guys, do not take these things personally. Even if they're friends, right? Even if they are maybe somebody you would consider a close friend and they say no, or it's the radio silence, that's okay. Do not take it personally. You can't change their aspect. You can't make them host a party. So you just need to be able to embrace the no. It's okay. And you can move on and you can ask some more people tomorrow. Try and challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to asking at least 5 to 10 people every single week. Every single week, pick 5 to 10 people. Again, those could be friends, those could be family members, those could be work acquaintances, people at church, they could be people on your social media who follow you on those different platforms. Just reaching out, establishing a connection and asking. Challenge yourself and see how many no's you get every week and how many yeses you get every week. All right, so now we've got at least one party, right? We're starting off. So now what do we do? As I said before, and I will say it a million times again, this is a build your own business. So you can do your parties any way you want. You can do the traditional home party at your home, at your host's home. You can, of course, do our Facebook parties, which I happen to adore. I'm currently in the middle of 2 right now. Hopefully a third one will be tagging on at the end of the month. But I always like to set up those Facebook parties. You could do an Instagram party. Instagram parties are just as fun. You know, you can go live on Instagram, people, so you could do the same thing there that you would be doing on Facebook. And I don't know about you guys, but I do have the same followers on both, but I also have different followers on both platforms, right? So I may be talking to the same people again, but at the same time, I'm getting a different group, and I might be getting more eyes every single time.
There is the power of the hashtag.
You can do a bag party, you can do a tote party, you can mail the party to them. That's right, they don't have to live next door to have a party. You guys want to know who one of my best friends in my business is? It happens to be the United States Postal Service. That's right, USPS. They do a lot of my work with me because I mail a lot of different pouch parties. I do samples, I do fun mail, happy mail, I do teen mail. I love being able to mail. So just remember that it might be something that a lot of people aren't used to, because for the majority of us, a lot of our news, a lot of our bills, even everything is all done email or on an app. You know, even my car insurance, for goodness sake, I don't even think I've carried a car insurance card for years. Why? Because I've got apps on my phone that just display my ID card, right? If somebody asks me for it, the only way I'd be able to show them is from my phone. I don't print that stuff out anymore. So a lot of us are just so used to everything being digital. So when we do get that fun mail, it's truly fun mail. The same thing can go for parties, right? You can ship a party. So it's very easy to do. I like to use the If It Fits, It Ships envelopes or boxes. So depending on what you want to do, what your style is, you can of course do it that way. Save yourself a little bit of money by doing it that way. And you can actually get a tracking number. You can even put insurance on it if you'd like. But there's many different ways that you can actually get the party to them. But the same concept applies, right? Whether you're shipping it to them, whether they're gonna come by and pick up the bag, whether you're gonna drop off the bag when you see them next, either way, you're still getting them the same concept information. So I want you guys to, again, no matter how it is that you're partying, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's in person, whether it's through the mail, whatever, however you are partying, I want you guys to take the same party concepts and do the same for all. So that's going to include host coaching, which we will be talking about in an upcoming video. It's also going to include getting your host what they need to be able to host, right? They still need information. You want to do that host coaching and stay on the host coaching. Being able to know what your host's interests are with the party. You know, are they looking to get a whole lot of product for free and half price? Well, darn it, then we need to make sure that we are exposing this party as much as we can, and we are putting a whole lot of energy into it. You want to also keep your host updated as to what's going on with the party. So even if the party's not finished, you're about at the halfway mark, that's usually when I will contact my host and say, hey, heads up, this is kind of where we are. I know that XYZ is your goal, so we only need this much more to get there. Do you have any ideas? Otherwise, I can go on and maybe do a live in a Facebook group or go live on your Facebook page. Different things like that, right? Throw it up, mix it up. Nothing has to be standard and nothing has to be set in stone. Depending on your host and how they enjoy partying as well, it could very well be a big combination of a lot of different concepts. At the end of the party, I think it is always the most important thing is to say thank you, not only to your host, but to the party goers as well. So however it is that you do that, I personally like to give them nice little messages. I like to do fun things. So I do like to interact with the actual customers and the attendees of the parties. Again, that doesn't change depending on what kind of party I do. Even if I do a Facebook party, I do the same thing for them as I do for the people if I was hosting a home party. Of course, after the party, you want to make sure that that order is put in, that the host knows of the standard shipping time, and then of course, how that party's getting to the host. Is it going directly to them? Are they gonna be the ones who are going to be sorting everything out, or is it all coming to you? You will make the deliveries. You've got to figure that piece of the puzzle out, and then just adjust accordingly. About 2 weeks after the party, that's when your follow-up needs to begin with those guests and with your host. How are you liking things? Have you had a chance to warm those amazing scents yet? So follow-ups are key. And I know those of you in my team, we've started talking about this on a more regular basis. Follow-ups are so important, just so important to your business. So who's ready to book some parties? Get out there, start asking. Like I said, set yourself up a goal, a challenge to ask 5 to 10 people every single week. Come back and leave me some comments. Let me know how you're doing. I'd love to see your success. I'd love to hear about it, and I want to know how your challenges are going. That's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, because every single week a brand new video drops in with a brand new topic. So we've got lots to cover, lots of amazing stuff going on in the world. So be sure that you are liking, you're subscribing, and please share. Until next time, peace, love, happiness. Bye.